We do join you tonight during a truly historic moment in Israel's history, one that is cause for great celebration. This week, not only has President Donald Trump chosen to withdraw from the disastrous Obama-Iran nuclear deal, but we are here on the eve of the momentous opening of the American embassy in Jerusalem, a move that recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. A move greatly appreciated by the people of Israel, as evidenced on street corners everywhere we went. President Trump's pullout from the Iran deal, although suspected, became a virtual certainty when Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu proved through Israel's intelligence agency Mossad that Iran had been lying to the world when it was continuing uranium enrichment and nuclear development. Iranian documents uncovered by that same intel agency are proof positive that Iran lied. Gee, what a shock. On the day of the withdrawal from the Iran deal, bomb shelters opened up in the Golan Heights, and the Israeli army was on high alert as Israel braced for imminent attack. As we proceeded from Haifa to the Golan Heights, there were no sirens. School buses and taxis continued to run. But that night in Tiberias, we heard the unequivocal sound of rockets. And at breakfast, we found out that indeed there was an Iranian rocket offensive toward Israel from inside Syria. Israel responded with strategic precision, targeting munitions, storage warehouses, logistics, headquarters, and intel systems of Iran within its proxy Syria. Israel does what Israel needs to do. And today, Iranians are actually marching against the United States, protesting President Trump's decision to withdraw from their nuclear deal. Maybe they ought to consider protesting that the $150 billion Obama gave them in cash wasn't used to benefit them, that instead it was used to support both its nuclear development as well as its military budget, which has grown by almost 40%. Now, Obama's Iran deal, make no mistake, destroyed 70 years of bipartisan U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. His delusional deal abandoned Israel and Egypt, the largest Arab country, and alienated the Sunni Muslims, the moderate Arab states, guaranteeing that they would face a nuclear Iran. Iran, of course, a leading state sponsor of terror, exports dangerous missiles and supports terrorist proxies and militias like Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Taliban. The idea that it seeks a successful nuclear energy program is absurd to even anyone with half a brain. And as Obama turned his back on the slaughter of Christians and ignored his own red line in the Syria sand, he allowed Russia through this vacuum to become a dominant regional player in the Middle East. Donald Trump's withdrawal from that deal was the United States standing shoulder to shoulder with our ally Israel against the rest of the world. It sent a huge signal to Iran and Shia Muslims that we stood with the more moderate Sunnis. And although Great Britain and France had joined the United States earlier in taking out Syrian weapons facility, they chose to stand with Iran against Israel and the United States. But Trump has reassured the world that his word is worth more than any former U.S. presidents like Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Barack Obama, who all promised to move the embassy to Jerusalem but didn't deliver. His word is worth more than any treaty and stronger than any UN resolution. He promised and he delivered. Trump not only sends a message to Iran but to Russia as well, that the U.S. is back as a dominant regional player after the Obama years. He recognizes a reality that everyone else in the West willingly blinds themselves to, and that is that Jerusalem is the one and only capital of Israel. By Trump putting his imprimatur on what has been history for the last 3,000 years, and that is that Jerusalem has been the capital of one people's country or one kingdom. That people is the Jews, and that country is and was Israel. The empires that tried to destroy Israel and its capital, Jerusalem, are long gone. Yet the Jews still speak the same language and practice the same religion, which is the foundation of our Judeo-Christian nation. Donald Trump sent Iranians, who are the descendants of Persia, a message to reflect on their own history, and that it was the king of Persia, who 1,000 years before Muhammad was even born, that said Jerusalem was the capital of the Jewish people's country. There will be no Ottoman empires or Shia nations that will destroy Jerusalem any longer. Donald Trump recognized history. He, like King Cyrus before him, fulfilled the biblical prophecy of the gods worshipped by Jews, Christians, and yes, Muslims, that Jerusalem is the eternal capital of the Jewish state, and that the Jewish people finally deserve a righteous, free, and sovereign Israel.